Hey everyone, this is Kaelin Anderson and welcome back to my channel, Pour Special Events. So in today's video, I want to talk about and do a recap of a wedding that we just did. This is going to be your backyard micro wedding. So sometimes micro weddings are even smaller, but I'm talking about like 50 people, 50 to 60 people. This was in a backyard. It was under tents, but on a back patio. It was beautiful. But I'm going to give you a recap of the time that it took, the money that it costed, the money that it made, all of the necessary equipment that we had to provide, and kind of just like what the whole thing looks like. All right, so let's get started. As always, if you find these videos helpful, please hit that subscribe button, follow, share, like, and ask any questions in the comment section. Your questions help me navigate all of the future content that I create, and I really, really appreciate them because it helps me figure out what's important to share with you. Some of the things that I do to me are just second nature because I've always been doing them, but sometimes people don't know certain things, and I'm really glad that I'm able to share them on my journey and hopefully help you kind of navigate some of the hurdles that you might find in yours. So let's get started. So this event, again, was in a backyard. I luckily knew a lot of the other venue vendors that were going to be there. So I knew the food catering company. I knew the rental catering company. I knew who was going to be doing like the music, all that stuff. I kind of knew the layout of the house because I knew where it was ahead of time. Technically, I try not to do so much of these backyard events anymore unless I really know the family, the client, and the space, because you usually have to bring in like 2 or 3 times the stuff and you're charging the same price, and it's hard. So I try to stick to set venues, but this house I knew was going to be perfect and it was going to be easy, and I'm like, I can do it, that's fine. So here we go. For this event, for 50 some people, they had requested 1 bartender and then the full consumables package, meaning that I was going to be providing all of the garnishes, all of the ice, all of the cups, all of the stirring straws, the napkins, and then all of the utensils to make and open the drinks. So thinking about all of those things, I have to sit back and kind of make a list of the things I need to prepare in order to have. So first of all, I knew based on bringing all the ice and lots of, stuff, and we're going to a backyard, I'm going to have to kind of trek them through the backyard. I know I was going to need my little red wagon that I have. So I'm like, okay, we're going to bring the minivan. So I have a minivan. It is nothing special. It is old, but it was cheap, and it is clean, and it's big in the back, so I'm able to fit all of the coolers that we need and all of our stuff. Again, I try and talk to people about how mobile bartending can be started with $0, which it totally can, which is what I did. And then as I saved up money, I purchased things that I really needed. So I will have you know that literally the first mobile bar that I made was out of barnwood from a legit 100-year-old barn that one of my guy friends gave to me. And it cost me like $400 in materials for like the framing, and I literally would put it on my trailer that I had and cart it around. We ended up selling that and moving on to like building our mobile trailer bar and our mobile keg trailer, but that was once I already had funds in my account and was able to purchase those things and not have to go into debt to get them. So just doing backyard weddings like this, where you're just providing your service and maybe bringing some ice or maybe making the garnishes and things, it's huge for really building up your profits and starting your business. So I really encourage these kinds of events if this is how you're going to get started with little to no money down. Okay, so we communicated with the client a little bit and knew that we would be there around 1:30 p.m. They were having a 3 o'clock ceremony start time that was on site, but a little bit further down by a pond. I wanted to make sure everything was done and ready by that 3 o'clock start time in case they needed help with anything else. Ultimately, I left my home office at 1. I was at the event with the ice and everything we needed at 1:30. We were set up well before 3 o'clock. And we actually got to help out other vendors and kind of hang out and organize and really take some of our social media stuff, pictures and things, videos, until that 4 o'clock time when their ceremony and photos and all those things were done. Our cocktail hour was awesome. It was a blast. Overall, the night was done around 8:30 p.m. It was an earlier one. And then I was home with everything with like broken down and everything by 9:30. So it was a wonderful timeline of a day. It was a great day. Now, all of the things that we pack. So I'm telling you that I have the minivan. We have a giant cooler. We use the giant like Coleman coolers. I had to get that filled with ice. Typically, when it's a very hot day like this was, you look at the amount of guests that you have drinking and you want to do at least 2 pounds of ice per person. So we were talking about 50 people. We wanted at least 100 pounds of ice. I get 10-pound bags, but they're almost 12 pounds. The distributor that I use, he's awesome. They do it themselves. And so they get anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds per bag. So I got about 16 bags. We had plenty left over. But again, when it's hot, I would rather spend the extra few dollars on the ice and never run out, because we were putting it in drink dispensers for like a hydration station, lemonades, water, iced tea. We were doing water on the tables. And then of course we had it for all of our mixed drinks and to cool down other bottled or canned drinks as well. So I wanted to make sure we had plenty. In this case, the family was super over prepared. They had tons of it as well. So we just happened to have extra. We bring that cooler in with the ice. Then we bring a small cooler in to put the fresh ice into with our ice scoop that we scoop out of to make the mixed drinks. Whenever I hear backyard event, I always bring a trash can. Guys, it doesn't have to be fancy. Just make sure it's clean. You can hide it in your car. And if you decide that you don't need it, that's fine. But at least you have one. A trash bag as well, a couple extra trash bags. And this was a huge help. All right, so besides the ice, the coolers, the scoops, the trash can, we also need, I bring a wagon. So they're literally, I think they're like the Igloo brand or whatever, or no, the Ozark brand, right? And the wagon, and it carts up to like 300 pounds, and you can get them at like Walmart or on Amazon. They have the big wheels, they're collapsible, they're awesome. I have 2 of them now. The big giant coolers of ice can fit in them. All of my containers fit in them. The mixers fit in them. And it works perfect if we have to kind of go off terrain or get onto someone's back porch or go through someone's lawn. I love them. Next are just kind of some personal items that are super important to have, and they're super great for in case someone else needs them also. So I always bring an extra pair of clothes in case something goes wrong when you're setting things up or in case there's bad weather. I always bring extra shoes. I set everything up in flip-flops, and then I change my shoes to actually, do the event. I always bring your extra makeup, extra hair ties, and I always bring snacks, okay? Bring water, bring snacks, bring food. You never know when you're going to get to eat or if you're going to get to eat, and you need to make sure that you have all your personal things taken care of so you can maintain your professionalism and really, make sure you cater to that event. First aid kits. Guys, I cannot tell you how many times I have cut my hands on the little metal foils on top of the wine bottles. It is awful. It hurts. It's like a giant paper cut. It looks really bad if you cut it right at the beginning of the night. Bring a first aid kit. Couple bucks. Have it in your go box and you're set. Next thing is the go box itself. So a lot of these small items can go in your go box. I typically reserve the go box for all of our consumables. So I have my bar caddy that's going to have the napkins, the straws, our little wooden garnish toothpicks. It'll have all those things in it. Then I put our utensils in there. So wine bottle openers, like the little corkscrew openers, beer bottle openers, any of our jiggers, our tops for the liquor bottles to pour them, like our pour tops. Anything that we need utensil wise or paper products, our cups, put everything in that go box. I also always pack some baby wipes, clean wipes, as well as a roll of paper towels in case you need them. Put your trash bags in there too. Disposable gloves for working with your garnishes. Always have a container of disposable gloves. In this case, I helped the caterer because hers were still in her truck, and it was just easier for me to give her a pair than her have to walk all the way up the hill to her truck. Vendors and venue owners and vendors will love you when you're able to share and you have those extra things on hand, and it just looks so much more professional and it's so helpful. I talked about the bar caddy, also garnish caddies. So I really like the big clear garnish caddies. I think I got mine off of Amazon. I'll probably add a list in our comments below here of all of those. I do have an Amazon associate account, so if you did click on any of them and you found something you liked, I may get a small commission. I'm just putting it out there, but they are all things that I use. So I figured, it's easier if I link them quickly here, and then you can look and see if there's something that you need. The garnish caddies are great because they're clear. You can see the really beautiful fruit in them. They come with tongs, they come with spoons, they come with a whole bunch of stuff. So I love having them. I bought 5 of them for the days that we do 5 weddings in one day. So everybody has one because they look so nice and they're clean and organized on the bar. And then beverage dispenser. So in this case, they asked us for consumables for a bartender and then a hydration station. So mine consists of 3 2.5 gallon glass beverage dispensers. We offer a lemonade, a sweet or unsweet tea, and water. And then I usually will throw some kind of fresh garnishes in there, depending on themes, colors, tastes whatever they like. For this one, we just did some beautiful lemons that kind of floated around, lemon water, lemons in your lemonade iced tea. They looked really nice. Sometimes I'll do like a rosemary, or sometimes we'll throw like flower petals in them, whatever to make it look nice, refreshing. Sometimes they want a cucumber water, kind of whatever they want. We can kind of zhuzh it up a little bit and make it look really pretty. So those are kind of the big things. Now, they do take up space. I automatically just bring a case of cups. A case of cups is like 1,000 cups. It's a big box. But I'd rather have extra of this stuff and have it organized. And if you have a minivan, it all fits pretty well. So it worked out great. A little bit of lugging, a couple trips back and forth to the car. I didn't need a bar this time because the one vendor that we work with is a staging vendor. They do rentals. So they had one of their bars there. We use it all the time whenever we're working together. It's awesome. It worked great. So I just threw my coolers behind the bar, got my dispensers up and got the drinks in there, threw my caddies on the bar for my utensils and for our garnishes, and I made sure everything was iced down. I made a couple cocktails to be able to display them and show them on the bar. I set up our business cards and our sign that has like we have a popple, so it's a QR code and it shows like all of our stuff, our social media, our Venmo for tips, any of that kind of thing. And I was ready to rock and roll. I was able to help our the food caterer with stuff that they needed, help the rental company with any last minute touches, and we were ready to go. Change those shoes at the last minute, don't forget that, and then park your vehicle out of the way so that guests can park where they need to park and you're not in the way. It's also nice to have your car out of the way, but kind of in view in case things close up and then you're not blocked in parking wise when you're trying to clean up and get out of there. So that was another big thing. Because we are BYOB, what I do at the end of the night, anything that is open, so if there are any open bottles of alcohol, I ask what their plans are. At this point, they were all staying on the property. The property owners live there. They were all camping out. They had their campers on site. So anything that was open, one of each, stays open, stays in the bar in their backyard. Any of the mixers open, again, everything else gets put away in coolers or put away in the house out of sight so that they're not just like rummaging through things. And we kind of tidy things up. And then all of my stuff went with me. My cooler, the small coolers, my trash can, my wagon, all of those things I pull out with me. Beverage dispensers, bring them home. I will tell you that the biggest part of doing these weddings is not even so much like setting up and doing them. Guys, it's cleaning up. Cleaning up that night or cleaning up the next day. It's a lot. You have to clean things. You have to keep things clean and tidy and organized, and you have to put them away properly so that they're ready for the next week. Or in my case, sometimes you're cleaning them up because you're turning around and using them the next day. We have gone weeks where we do a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday event, sometimes at the same property. And I'm so thankful, but that really means you need to be on your A game with keeping things clean and organized and having lists and having kind of these processes in place to help you keep things going smoothly. So our go boxes are my number one, because I can go right to my storage shelving in my garage. I can pull out a clear bin and I can start filling it with all the necessities, your paper towels, your wipes, your bar caddies. We this year are going to be wearing these really nice aprons that I got off Amazon that I love. They look so fancy and clean and classy, dressy. And it's great because we can just wear like a black button-down t-shirt and nice black pants. And then I've been wearing my Toms that are black that I love. And then I put my apron on. It's a really nice look. So I put those things in there and we're ready to rock and roll. If you have any other questions about the things that we had to bring or any of that stuff, or if you feel I missed anything, please comment below. Again, please hit subscribe, please like, ask the questions, and I hope to keep sharing these videos with you. I do want to take you on a tour of my storage shelving and how I make these go boxes, so that will be here next, as I am trying to batch some of these videos here in the next few days. So that will be coming your way shortly. So stick around and share it with all of your mobile business friends who may be starting their journey or on their journey and looking for some new ways to organize, because we're here for all of it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you back here on Pour Special Events.